Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Welcome to Onboarding into Sales or Intro to Sales. And this is going to be our virtual webinar for the next few minutes. And here we are going to discuss a bunch and tons of things that you need to know as a telemarketer. But before we do that, please allow me to introduce myself. My name is Reimer, and I'm going to be your trainer for today. Just a quick background about me, your speaker, and your trainer, or your virtual trainer, that is. I've been working with sales for quite some time, since 2010, and I work with multiple companies in the Philippines, country in Southeast Asia, in Canada, as well as in the United States. I am currently located in Metro Manila, and I have traveled most of the provinces here in the Philippines. Who knows, if you're in the Philippines, maybe we can meet sometimes face to face, that is, to coach you with regards to sales. All right. Now, before we start our discussion, let me have a quick um, icebreaker for you. You have to make sure to get a notebook just like this, or maybe a notepad if you're more comfortable in using your notepads, because we're gonna definitely use that. For one, that notepad will be used for taking down notes of the important things. And number two, and you will be asked a few questions along the way, and please make sure to put it in your notepad, and your trainer will or might ask you to send that notepad with your answers. And then I think there are like 5 questions in this webinar, in this virtual webinar, that is. So please keep an eye for those questions. And who knows, you will get a reward right after submitting the answers to those questions correctly. And for the first question, in one word, describe yourself. I'll give you 1 minute to do that. Yeah, I mean, any words, any adjectives that you think best describe you. So put your name in that notepad, and then question number one is the adjective that best describes you. Okay, perfect. All right, let's move on. Now, before we start with our discussion proper, let me first share with you a quote that I've read way back when I was like starting a company, or I mean, starting a job in my previous company. So I was like flying most of the time. So in order to kill time while waiting for boarding my flight, I basically like read some books, and this is the quote that actually caught my eyes. It says, "It's not about having the right opportunities. It's rather about handling the opportunities right." And mind you, the opportunities are always there. There are a lot of opportunities out there. If you think there are no opportunities, then make one and make it right. All right. So let's begin with our discussion with the objectives. So the objectives of this virtual training is basically to identify the best qualities of telemarketers. So in order for us to basically reach our goals, what would be the best qualities of a telemarketer to reach our goals? And then number two, we are going to go ahead and deconstruct the best and effective steps in selling, and in order for us to sell successfully to our customers. And objective number three, devise effective telemarketing scripts. So, well, your scripts or the scripts will be provided once you start your work here in Refocus. However, you are also encouraged to do a free flow. When you say free flow, basically, you are going to go ahead and state the sentences, the words you have in your mind, um, without verbatimly reading the script that will be provided to you. Now, also, I just want to share with you the roadmap of our training. The roadmap of our training will be divided into several stopovers. The first stop is basically intro to sales. So we are going to go ahead and discuss to you the things that you need to know about sales, the basics, that is. But we understand that you're already a fantastic master when it comes to sales. So we're just gonna have a quick run through, a quick review of what is sales, what are the types of sales and stuff like that. Then the second step over will be the Philippine consumerism. So we're gonna discuss the type of markets, the type of customers we will be dealing with every day. And then the third step over is gonna discuss about the qualities of a salesperson. What should be the qualities of a salesperson in order for you to succeed? And then steps to success is our next step over. And then objections to rebuttals. Whether you like it or not, you will basically encounter a lot of rebuttals along the way, especially if you are conversing with your customers. And it is our job to basically rebut with all those objections. Because sometimes we take objections negatively, but it's not. It's actually an opportunity for us to make a sales to our customers. And lastly, the last step over is your assessment. For the assessment, we will have a quick quiz. So it could be an enumeration, it could be identification, it could be essay writing, but don't worry, it's going to be like 3 or 4 sentences essay about our discussion. Okay, so get your notepads ready, and we will begin with the first step over, which is intro to sales. Now, what comes into your mind when you say sales? Sales basically refers to the exchange of products. It involves helping a prospective clients or customer by listening to them and understanding their wants, their needs, to find them what they're looking for and to provide them a resolution to their problem. We are helping them finding out their needs and we're going to provide them the solution to that. Now, when you say sales, it requires a serious listening skills to understand what the customer or where the customer is coming from and to provide a tailored resolution to meet the needs of the customers. So for example, if a customer said, "Hey, excuse me, I need a blender. Uh, can you help me with that?" So if you are, for example, a store attendant and the customer is asking for a blender, we cannot just simply give them the blender. Okay, here's the blender. Thank you. You can just go ahead and pay for it in the cashier. No. Before we do that, we have to probe. We have to ask some questions to the customer. Let's find out what's the reason why the customer is looking for a blender. How often they will use the blender. And how much, this is the most important thing, and how much is their budget for that blender. We are finding out the root cause why they are needing such product, and from there we can provide them a resolution. Oh, okay, so that's your budget for your blender. Okay, so we have a blender that is within your budget, and this is a factory grade blender. So see that? So you ask the questions or you ask the customer the reason why, the budget, and then you were able to figure out which blender that is best suits their needs. All right? So that's basically the real meaning of sales. So you ask the reason why the customer would like, or you have to figure out the reason why the customer would like to buy something, and then you offer them the best and suitable resolution for their needs. Meanwhile, selling is a transaction of money for a product or service. Now, a salesperson aims to sell a product to willing customer by explaining its benefits and how it's useful to them. Now, please do not be confused with sales and selling. Sales is the name of the transaction. And now we are going to go ahead and discuss the types of selling. The sale of a product or service manifests in different ways, and there are different types of selling. I'm just going to go ahead and point out four. We have aggressive selling, transactional selling, social selling, and needs oriented selling. We're going to discuss it one at a time. So, first, aggressive selling. So, what is aggressive selling? Aggressive selling is a strategy wherein the sales representatives try to make a sale by convincing customers why they need a company's product or how they could benefit from it. In some cases, aggressive selling or aggressive sellers entice customers with a limited time sale, or sometimes we call it FOMO, FOMO, fear of missing out. So they usually said something like, for just today, if you're gonna purchase this mug, you will get like a 30% discount and stuff like that. So the key to identify that it's an aggressive type of selling is basically there's always like a time limited or limited time sale, or there's a FOMO or fear of missing out strategy. Another type of selling is transactional selling, and this is the simplest type of all the selling. In many cases, the customer already know what they want to purchase. Like they already know that they're gonna purchase a speaker. They know the brand. They know the price. They pretty much know everything about it, and they are final with it. And as a salesperson, there's no need for you to like figure out what they need. There's no need for you to, like to figure out why are they buying that. There's no need for you to provide them a resolution because they already have the resolution in their mind. All you have to do as a salesperson is to sell them what they need. Simple. All right, the third type of selling is what we call social selling, wherein a sales professionals target prospective customers through social media. Now, I don't know if you know Madame Inuts in the Philippines. Madame Inuts became popular when she had a very funny and laughable online selling. So that's an example of social selling or social media selling. And the fourth type of selling is needs oriented selling. And the needs oriented selling is what we usually use here in Refocus whenever we offering our services to our customers. So basically with the needs oriented selling, we will gonna ask our customers a few questions, to figure out what are the opportunities that we can take advantage of, that we can offer them our services. Or the customer might have an idea of what they want. They already know like a path of their future, just like that. They don't really have like a concrete plan as to how they're supposed to reach their goals. So we're gonna like probe, we're gonna ask questions to the customer. And whenever we have the answers from those questions, we can tailor, we can create a resolution to those problem, to those opportunities, and we can provide them not just a product that will benefit them, but a product that will change their lives, a product that will help them achieve their life goals. So that is what we call needs oriented. So those are the four types of selling. All right, now for your second question, I'm gonna show you a conversation and to figure out which type of selling. Was it aggressive, transactional, social, needs oriented, is being portrayed on that video. All right. So again, I'm gonna play a video, and then all you have to do is to watch it and figure out which selling type was it: aggressive, transactional, social, needs oriented, and so forth. Okay, here it is. Hello, I have a stash of used toothbrushes that I'd like to sell to you.
Wait, what? Why in the world I'll buy a used toothbrush?
Well, who is your favorite artist of all time?
Beyonce. No one can beat Queen Bee.
Dear, oh dear, I just have a perfect product for you. Did you know that this toothbrush is used by Beyonce? As you can see, the box itself has their initials and signature on it. If you purchase this today, you will get this for discounted price of 5,000 pesos only. That's a 50% discount.
I love Beyonce, but that is so expensive.
I tell you what, if you buy it now, I'll give you one Rihanna used toothbrush too, for free.
Score! Here, take my money.
Cool. I hope you enjoyed that quick video, a quick dialogue between a customer and a salesperson or sales representative. So, what type of selling did the salesperson use? Put it in your notepad in question number two. Again, what type of selling did the salesperson use? Put it in question number two or in your notepad for question number two. All right, let's move on. All right, and just like that, we had come to our second pointer or second step over, which is the Philippine consumerism. So as mentioned earlier, in order to sell your blender, remember the first part of our discussion, you have to ask probing questions. We need to identify what the blender is for, how often they would use it, and how much is their budget for it. This is an act of knowing who your customer is and recognizing their needs. Now remember, our customers are basically Filipinos, and Filipinos has a distinguishable should I say characteristics when it comes to buying something. Now, this discussion is about the Philippine buyers, consumers, and it highlights the buying behavior of the Filipino consumers. Now, remember, it is very important to know who your customer is. And again, our customer are Filipinos, and they have a little different. They have their own culture. They have their own way of prioritizing their needs. And that being said, I'm gonna share with you some figures that might help you out in knowing more about your customers. So these are the figures that I have collected for the surveys that has been made last year. I said last year that is because there's no survey yet for 2022. It's still the second quarter of 2022. So it's too early for them to have a survey, economical survey, that is, or industrial survey. So these are the surveys that I've collected from the year 2021, from last year. It says 17% or 18 million people or Filipinos are hooked to online shopping and working. 34% is the increase of digital subscriptions from Filipino for either entertainment, education, music, and so forth. Even universities nowadays are actually offering a lot of online schools or online lessons, stuff like that. And then 40% of respondents from a survey that has been conducted last year said that a Filipino follow a brand, or 40% of Filipino, or 40% of the respondents follow a brand with promotions offered. I know we love sales. And Filipino is like, oh, there's another sales. Let's go to SM and stuff like that. I know. So what are the implication of this number? For one, it means that a lot of Filipino nowadays are into online transactions, including online classes, to either develop their skills, venture to another field or industry, or venture to another business. This also means that a lot of potential for telemarketers. Meaning to say, there are approximately 18 million Filipino leads that we can contact, call, or email for our products. And compared to 2020 and 2021, we have seen a 34% increase in digital subscription, which means a lot of Filipinos are willing to learn online. And with the improvement of our internet services, it will definitely gonna increase year after year after year. Now, 40%, however, of the survey respondents said that they would most likely advocate for a brand which offers promotions or discounted rates, meaning they love discounted rates. Filipinos love sales. I mean, sale, not sales. They love markdowns, all those discounted fares, all those discounted prices in malls and stuff like that. We love it. I'm one of them. And according to the US International Trade Administration, they said that the Philippine market is highly price sensitive market. Highly price sensitive. US products are generally known for high quality but are also more expensive, and US exporters should not expect to apply their US pricing strategy in the Philippine market. Distributors and customers will request payment terms. So sometimes if you'll be offered a Louis Vuitton or a Christian Dior bag, for example, most of the famous were like, that's too expensive for me. Unless you're gonna give me a discount, or unless you're gonna give me a payment plan, then maybe I'll be interested in buying that. So what does this mean? What does this U.S. International Trade Administration comment about the Philippine consumers being highly price sensitive market? What does price sensitive means? And what it is for us? So when a customer asks for the price, we should break the price gently. But how? Remember, our customers are Filipino customers, Filipino markets, that is, and they are highly price sensitive. And say fairly high price sensitive, Filipinos were always looking for compare stuff, compare products, and always choose the cheaper or the cheapest product that they could buy. As much as possible, Filipinos will buy discounted products, discounted fares, discounted services. So now that we know that the Philippine market is very highly price sensitive market, how are we supposed to offer them the price of our product without getting them shocked of of the price, without getting them overwhelmed? For one, most of you must have been doing this in the past, which is fantastic. You can compare and contrast the benefits and value before dealing or before giving them out the price. Agents must be very clear about the value the customer is getting whenever they are gonna buy something. If you're offering, for example, an online class, such as online digital marketing class, for example, you have to provide them the benefits and the advantages if they are gonna sign up for that online class before providing them the price. Because if you're gonna go ahead and provide them the price right away without giving them the value, without giving them the benefits of the things that they're gonna get from that online course, trust me, they will most likely gonna decline the offer. So, how can we tell the price to the customer without scaring them, without overwhelming them, in a way to be more pleasing in their ears? Now, let's find out. Now, in order for us to break the price to our customers, I've prepared four things that you have to keep in mind. Number one, illustrate the math. You have to say numbers. You have to say the price. You have to say figures to your customers, so they will have a visual representation of what they will get from this price. Help the customer find the right fit and highlight the best offer, such as the discount if they will sign up now. So, this is an example of a script that you can somehow use whenever we will be communicating or selling something for our customers. So, you can say something like, the average salary of a junior marketing specialist is 25,000 pesos per month. Our course will only cost you 3,826 pesos per month if you sign up now. The fee is just a very small investment compared with your potential earning. Not just that, you can also choose a 3, 6, 9 months of payment plans. What a fantastic offer, right? So see that the three pointers illustrate the math. So we have the figures. You will be earning as much as 25,000 pesos as a junior marketing specialist with an investment of as low as 3,826 pesos per month. And then you put something like help the customer find the right fit. You offer them 3, 6, or 9 months. If in the case, for example, 3 months is too heavy for them, then we can offer them a 6 months. If it's 6 months too much for them, then we can offer them 6 months payment plan. In short, we are providing your customers options always. So always have to provide options to our customers. We will not gonna we're not gonna leave our customers an open-ended answer, like a yes or no answer. No, you have to provide your customers options, and then highlight the best offers, such as the discount if they sign up now. So you mentioned something like it's only 3,826 pesos per month if they sign up now. So there's like a FOMO, a fear of missing out. If you will sign up now, you will get this. But if you will not sign up now, it will most likely increase the following day, or maybe later, or maybe tomorrow, and stuff like that. So again, illustrate the math, the figures, the numbers. Help the customer find the right fit, meaning you have to provide options to your customer. Highlight the best offers, such as the discount if they sign up for now or they sign up now. So you have to highlight, hey, if you're going to go ahead and sign up now, I'll give you a big, big, big discount. And lastly, you have to reassure their decision. And they say, for example, if they said, for example, like, Okay, I think 9 months is pretty reasonable for me. Yeah, 9 months is reasonable. Then you have to like add some reassuring statement to your customer. You can say something like, "Wow, you're smart," or "Good choice," or you can say something like, "You're on your way to reaching your goal. Amazing." So basically, you are reassuring your customer that they're making a right decision. They're making a right decision of signing up with your product or buying your product and stuff like that. Now that we know what sales is, what selling types are, how can we break the prices to our customers without getting them shocked and overwhelmed. Now that we know who our customers are, and again, our customers are the Philippine market and they're very price sensitive, and we know how to overcome that being price sensitivity of our customers, it's time for us for some activity. Now, the next activity is very simple. All you have to do is to create a script. How will you break to your customer this price? So, the regular price is 30,000 pesos. The promo rate is 15,000 pesos only for today. All right. So, if they sign up for today, instead of paying 30,000 pesos, they're only going to pay 15 pesos, meaning there's a 50% discount. In addition to that, they can also choose between a 6 months or a 12 months payment plan with no interest. So, again, whenever you formulate your script, you have to keep in mind the following steps: illustrate the math, help the customer find the right fit or the choices, highlight the best offers such as a discount, and reassure their decision. Okay, I'll give you 1 or 5 minutes. Oh no, by the way, this is going to be your fourth question. So remember the first three questions that I've asked you earlier that you are supposed to put in your notepad and you're supposed to send it over to your facilitator or trainer. This will be the fourth question. So whatever your answer to this scenario, put it in your notepad and send it over to your um, facilitator. All right, good luck. 5 minutes. All right, time's up. It's time for us to move on to our next discussion. And we are now on the third step over of our virtual seminar, that is, which is the qualities of a salesperson. Now, in order to succeed in sales transaction, you must have an effective quality of a salesperson, that is. For question number five, all right, for question number five, give one characteristic that a salesperson should have. What do you think? Just one, just give me one. Put it in your notepad. Question number five. What do you think is the characteristics or the best characteristics a salesperson should have? Okay, put it in your notepad. Fantastic. Now, for question number six. For question number six, what do you think is your edge as a good telemarketer? Please do not be confused with question number five and question number six. For question number five, what do you think is the best attitude or personal or characteristics of a salesperson? It could be you or it could be someone else. It could if you already possess it or not. For the sixth question, what do you think is your edge as a good telemarketer? It could be from the list here, or it could be not on the list. That's fine. That's okay. So for question number six, write or tell us what is your edge, your personal edge as a good telemarketer, and tell us why. So again, for question number six, what do you think is your edge as a good telemarketer? So your edge, your personal characteristics that you think you would be an advantage for you as a salesperson. Then tell us the reason why. Maybe a single sentence. So let's start with me. I think my edge as a good telemarketer is knowledge. I always invest in knowledge and I always make sure that I know the nooks and crannies of the product that I'm offering to my customers. Because I believe that if I'll be knowledgeable about the product that I'm selling, it will be an easy breezy discussion and presentation to my customers. So it's your turn. What is your edge as a good telemarketer and what's the reason why? All right, perfect. All right, let's move on. Now, these are the telemarketer attributes that we believe very important you should have, or every salesperson should have. Number one, manners. Number two, attitude. Number three, knowledge. And number four is service. So in the next few minutes, we'll be diving into the basic traits and characteristics of a telemarketer or a telemarketing professional should have. Now let's begin with manners. For manners, you should be friendly, courteous, willing to help, a good listener, and very sincere. All right. In calling Filipino clients, how should you manifest the characteristics mentioned here? How would you manifest friendliness, courteousness, willingness, a good listener, and sincerity to your customers? So, friendly. So, whenever you speak with your customers, for example, speak with them like as if you're speaking with your friends, but of course, know your boundaries. All right. Do not call them, hi, friend, how are you? No, that's wrong. Or say something like, yes, Mars. No, that's wrong. All right. So know your limitation. Speak with them like your friend. Speak with them like you're there to help them out. So you can say something like, opening a conversation like, hey, Mrs. Espinosa, how are you? Or you can start your conversation with building a rapport, like asking questions such as, how's the weather there right now in Metro Manila? Oh, cool. Oh, I love hot weather. Stuff like that, you know. Next, be courteous to your customer. Address your customer properly. And since our customers are basically from the Philippines, you have to make sure to utilize the po and opo most of the time. And if your customer would like to be called sir, ma'am, that's also preferred. But I suggest personally to call them with their first name or with their title and their last name, like Mrs. Espinosa, Mrs. Garcia, or Doctor Jimenez, stuff like that. Or as a courtesy, you can also ask your customers, "Hi, how would you like me to call you?" So that way you will have like an agreement that, hey, you can call me Rhymer or you can call me sir or ma'am. But here in the Philippines, actually, there are a lot of customers who are always like, "Call me ma'am, sir." That's fine. That's okay. So whatever the preference of your customer, be it, and that's gonna be the standard for addressing your customer. And again, always be courteous. Next, willingness to help. Avoid dead air. What is dead air? Now, always remember, you are a telemarketer. You are calling our customers, and the means of communication is basically over the phone. Now, what is dead air? When you say dead air, means a silence in a conversation that sometimes will take 5 seconds or more. If it is 5 seconds or more, we call it dead air. So, if you are, for example, conversing with a customer and there's a dead air for like 5 seconds, that manifests something that you're not willing to speak with them. So avoid dead air as much as possible. Think, always like have a presence in mind and think about possible topics that you can speak with the customer. If in your case, for example, they said something like telling their life stories. So they're not just simply gonna go ahead and listen to their call. You also have to do verbal nods, for example. So for example, if the customer was like, yeah, the reason why I'd like to sign up for this is because like this, like that, like this, like that. They're not just simply listen to the call and like do nothing and stuff like that. Do some sort of like verbal nods. You can say something like, yeah, right, exactly. I agree. Hmm. Correct. Absolutely. Indeed. Stuff like that. There is no dead air. There is like a conversation between two lines between the customer and the telemarketer. It would look like, it would sound like you are always willing to help your customer, willing to listen to the need of your customer. Next, listener. So I've already mentioned that earlier, verbal nods, and always avoid disrupting your customer. So if your customer is saying something, let them speak. All right. But of course, you have to do active listening. So I know sometimes the customer will like say a lot of things, say a lot of stuff about their lives, about their plans and whatnot. So just be there, do verbal nods. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. Correct. And of course, take note as much as you can with your notebook or notepad, for example, and take note of the important pointers that they're saying. And then from there, you can like ask questions, so you can figure out the needs of your customer. And of course, you must be sincere in a way that you must empathize with your customer. So, for example, your customer was like,